Billy Bob Beer. I tell you, you're just as good today as when I first met you. You're not getting older, you're just getting warmer.
Billy Bob Beer. It's got a good head on it.
And now it's time for What's My Byline with your host, Robin Dawson.
God, I love my job. And welcome to What's My Byline. Tonight's guest is that peripatetic Midwesterner, the man who took the shy out of Chi-Town, the inimitable Cubs fan, the man who took a nap in Naptown, Bob Mitchell. Our three contestants are... Contestant number one, what is your name, please?
My name's Bob Mitchell.
Contestant number two, what is your name, please?
I'm Bob Mitchell.
Contestant number three, what is your name, please?
My name is Bob Mitchell.
Thank you very much. And now to our panel. Our first panelist is Miss Kitty Car Polish. Our second panelist, Mr. Orson Greenbean. And our third panelist, Miss Piggy Crass. Hello, Peggy. Always a pleasure. Now, if we can start the questioning first with Kitty.
Oh, certainly, Robin. How are you?
I'm fine.
Hello, gentlemen. Bomb number one. Actually, this is a question for all of you. What's your ideal car? What's your style? What would you like to be seen driving down Route 1 in?
A black convertible VW Cabriolet.
Okay.
Orson?
Number two?
That's easy. That's a jacked up Chevy with fog lights.
Contestant number three. What's your favorite car?
A guano spatter. White Chevette.
What was that again?
It was a guano spattered white Chevette.
Oh, all right. That's very interesting.
Orson?
Thank you, Robin.
My pleasure.
Jumped the gun there a little before, didn't you?
Caught me
Didn't wanna
again, you did.
cut in on Kitty here.
Sorry, Kitty.
Yes. Mr. Mitchell, number one. Who is the evil incarnate? Geraldo Rivera. Number two.
Well, that's got to be Michael Dukakis.
And number three.
The Mets!
Thank you.
Piggy?
Thank you, Robin. I always think you could tell a lot about people from the people they admire. So I want to ask all of you to tell me, what public figure, past or present, do you admire most?
This is a very good question, Piggy.
Thank you.
I was going to ask that myself.
Betty Ford for her legs.
Well, that's Balmer's own William Donald Schaefer.
Thomas Jefferson.
Kitty, please, Kitty.
Oh. What? Oh, it's
A
my
question.
Oh, my turn. Oh, sorry, Robin. But... Contestant number one, Bob one. What is your favorite beach book?
Hollywood Wives.
Contestant number 2?
Well, Tommyknocker, Stephen King, yes.
Very
Well.
interesting.
Alexis de Tocqueville, Democracy in America.
Orson?
Number 1. What is your oft-repeated advice that you give to your friends?
I would say to celebrate life.
Thank you. Number 2. Take to the max. Put the pedal to the metal. Yes, well, number 3.
Live long and prosper.
Thank you.
Thank you, Orson. And Piggy. Piggy, you're next.
Well, I know that Bob Mitchell is interested in baseball, so I would ask each of you, what's your favorite thing about baseball?
I would say the wave.
Oh, yeah, I love that too. Isn't that great? This is great. What about you, Bob number 2?
Well, man, when I go ballpark, I'd like to check out the babes.
And what about you, Bob number 3?
Losing.
So we have to remember that Bob is a Cubs fan. Kitty?
Oh, this is so difficult. Bob number 1. Complete the following statement. I would rather have root canal work than blank with Joanna Raimey.
Ride the Dillon bus.
Bob number 2.
Talk about them goddamn cats she has.
Very interesting. And Bob number 3. What would you rather have? You would rather have root canal work than blank with Joanna Raimey.
Oh, Kitty, that's easy. Sailing.
That is curious. Okay.
And Orson.
Bob number 1. What's your favorite bluegrass music group?
The Oak Ridge Boys.
Bob number 2. You gotta fight for your right to party! Beastie Boys! Interesting. Number 3.
Well, that's the Johnson Mountain Boys.
Thank you.
Well, it certainly is a tough one, isn't it? Let's go over to Piggy again.
Thank you, Robin. As a former Annapolite, I'm going to ask you, Bob number 1, what do you miss most about Annapolis?
Wow, the shops on Main Street.
Oh, I miss those.
And,
yeah.
and Bob number 2.
Oh, I'm cigarette boats, that's for sure.
Bob number 3.
It's those fucking fern bars and all the scenesters that hang out.
Language.
Talk
Light up,
about
you
your
light up,
cliffhanger.
okay, you know?
Panel, panel,
The
panel.
network censor here.
Robin.
Yeah, I really think that was out of place. I mean,
Kitty?
please.
Kitty? Kitty?
Okay, sorry.
Low decorum, please. Can we
Sorry,
go on with the
sorry.
next question?
Me, Robin?
Certainly.
Okay.
Kitty. Continue.
Bob number 1. This is very important. It sounds like you were somewhat of a legend in Annapolis. I've heard that on from many good sources. And that house we've heard so much about in Eastport had a bit of a reputation itself. And what was it nicknamed?
The Annapolis Hilton.
Bob number 2?
That was a Nora Hill.
Bob number 3, what was this palace often referred to?
It was called the Hillbilly Hilton.
Well, really tore the lid off the sucker with those questions, didn't we? Go to Orson again.
Thank you, Robin. Gentlemen, let's get down to brass tacks here. What's your favorite Sunday night activity number 1?
Going to the 9:30 club.
Number 2?
I'd definitely clean out my shotgun.
And number 3?
Lemon chicken on the grill and the lemon drop kid.
Thank you.
And the plot continues to thicken. And on that note, over to Piggy
With our final question.
with our final question. Thank you, Kitty.
I like
Thank you.
to think carefully about this one. Bob number 1, what makes your heart go pitter-patter?
Betty Ford again.
And Bob number 2.
Hey, that's whitewater rafting with Ollie North. Squeal like a pig, Ollie!
And Bob number 3.
I tell you what, picking my banjo under a sweet gum tree and inviting friends over for a conflagration.
Thank you.
Thank you, contestants. Well, it certainly is an edge of your seat proposition, isn't it? And for those of you who are still awake, we're going to take our final vote now. After this message. If you want a belly like this without all the extra hassle,
Try Prego tomato sauce. It's in there. It's in there.
Kitty, babe, how are you?
welcome back. Nice to see you again, sort of. Well, we're all ready for the voting on the real Bob Mitchell. Now, our 3 panelists are going to vote, and then they're going to tell us why they think their Bob Mitchell is the real Bob Mitchell. First up, we have Kitty. Kitty, you bimbo.
Well, Robin, I've been on this show for quite a while, and I haven't been fooled many times, and I really think that this was a pretty clear case. That Bob Mitchell being from Annapolis and, well, from
You want to pick up the pace a little, Kitty?
from,
It's commercial television here.
from the heartland, that he seemed like a sensitive soul, and I really liked his answer about cats. He'd like to hear, doesn't like to hear Joanna talk about cats because it just breaks his heart, I'm sure. I voted for number 2.
We have one for number 2. Very
Thank you,
good.
Kitty.
Very good. And Orson.
Well, Robin, number 3 was never even in contention. I mean, he just, forget it. Number 2 had me going there for a little while.
For a minute.
Just, well, until that question about the music group. Everybody knows that the Oak Ridge Boys are not a bluegrass group.
Well, I'm not an aficionado, but I'll take your word for it.
Therefore, I voted for number 1.
So we have 1 for 2 and 1 for 1. Thank you, Orson. And now, Piggy.
Well, I had a hard time figuring out which one it was too, but I voted for number 1 because he just seemed like the typical Washington correspondent type to me with, you know, just all his answers were what I would think would be your typical Washington correspondent like Bob Mitchell. So,
Well, thank you, Piggy. We'll just cut that short.
Right on
Thank
the
you
mark,
very much.
wasn't
Thank you. Okay, so we have 2 and 2 1s here. Okay, it's seat to the edge of the seat. Wet your pants excitement here. And now we'll go to our contestants and we'll look real. Bob Mitchell, please stand up. Oh. Join us next week on What's My Byline with our guest host, Nipsey Russell.
Do you enjoy baseball, crab cakes,